Well everyone, it's finally happened. A new Bigme device. Bigme is a company that simply doesn't release... Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Alright, our mistake. Bigme, in fact, is a company who releases devices faster and more frequent than literally any other brand in the industry. In fact, since 2022, they have released 16 models, including a subsidiary fighter brand with 3 models of its own called Goyue. Of course, that's a double-edged sword. It's great because there's tons of choices, which spans everything from 7 inches all the way up to 13.3, but it's also bad because it's confusing at times. They have a lot of models. Well, if you do need some help, check out our YouTube channel for more information on that. For now, let's get over to what we're talking about today, the brand new 2023 S6. The unit is gorgeous, featuring beautiful materials and an aluminum body, glass flush screen and bezel, and an all-new design not sharing with any other device in the industry or in their own lineup. It has a camera on the front, a camera on the back, USB-C, an SD card, SIM card, speakers, magnetic charging port for the pen with a laser pointer on it, and fingerprint unlock. That is stacked. Most important thing, however, is how it performs in the real world in color. To be completely honest, this home screen has not changed in terms of the UI on almost any Bigme device. We are going to just zoom past that a little bit, reason being they've released a lot of units and you can basically check any video on the top video cards or the end roll or the description down below to see what Bigme's all about, but they do have the things on the left like notes, offline books, online books, local storage, etc. You can press the little settings wheel to get all of your drop down. You get volume control, glow light control, and you get global handwriting, which means you can actually write anywhere across the page. But what we have to look at before we get into actual reading is the pen that comes with the unit. This is the same pen that comes with every single Bigme of the later generations since the Ink Note. The other pens prior did not have this charging port on the side and had a cap with a micro USB charger at the back. You do not need to charge this pen in order to use it. The top section right here has the transmission technology to use Wacom. You can use this on anything. You can use it on the Scribe. You can use it on the Remarkable. You can use other pens on this. The power is for the Bluetooth functionality like page turns, dictation, and of course the really cool laser pointer they seem to put on their devices, which is in a way useless, but in another sense, looking at it half full, is that is the most unique thing ever done to a Wacom stylus, I'd say, because Wacom styluses are usually pretty dry. Also, the tips are the exact same as every single other tip in the industry, minus maybe the Mitsubishi Hi-Uni Digital and the Stadler Jumbo and Classic. Now remember, this is a color unit, so we're going to be focusing on that primarily. When you draw on the page, it's lightning quick. Bigme has done some great stuff with the latency by getting it as low as possible, allowing global handwriting, etc. So there's no problem there. What is slow is the page turns. It's actually quite slow in its HD form, but do not worry, that is a speed mode issue. And it's not a problem, it's just that that's what happens with ePaper in HD mode. You do also have normal, which is more balanced, I would say. It's a little bit quicker. It does kind of get rid of the page turn animations and does become a little bit more snappy, I have found it, but it looks a little worse. Obviously, that's the trade-off. There is no perfect balance with both speed and color. If you go to extreme, this is where we're going to be able to watch some videos, which we'll show you a little bit later. This thing is just stupid fast at this point. Very, very quick. Very stainy, granted, but very quick. Mostly reserved for watching videos and browsing websites and stuff like that have a lot of text elements, and more of the balance you would want to go for a normal mode when you're mixing text elements and color, because you could get a lot of staining. But otherwise, keeping it in normal mode is a very good mode. You get pinch and zoom, you're able to do a lot of the same note-taking things via the palette on the side, and you do have some ways to change your experience, although it's a little bit more towards the advanced section because you do have a lot of reflow, rotate, crops, contrast, watermark bleaching if that seems to be a problem on your particular application, and you do have line spacing, page reflow. So it's kind of more for the advanced user rather than having it spoon-fed to you because the settings are a little bit difficult to understand, I would say. For notes, Bigme's always been very, very good. They're in the upper echelons of a manufacturer that really knows what they're doing with note-taking. Taking a page out of the book of books, they have 5 customizable pens, and you have 5 pens: pen, pencil, brush, ball pen, and highlighter. Unfortunately, if you go to pencil, you can scrub like so, but you cannot tilt. This is something that only 3 manufacturers out of the entire industry have been able to grant you, and Bigme's not one of them, unfortunately, but you do have pen, pencil, brush, and you have a ton of colors, and we will get into colors in a second, but you do have yellows, you have grays, you have blues, reds, etc. You have ball pens, and you have your eraser, which can be changed into various things. You can either choose track, erase all, you can use the back of the pen to erase. You do have hide the palette, undo, redo, and shapes. Shapes is really cool because this is where you're going to get your shapes. If you select rectangle, it's going to plump a rectangle right on the page like that. There we go. You have crop, you have text, and you have photo. Photo is really cool because you can actually choose from your device storage a photo to put on the page. You can move it around, you can stamp it, you can say there it goes right there, and you can start drawing over the photo. I just did erase, but you get the idea. You also have template. Template has various amount of templates that you can store locally via Office, default, or you can load in your own actually, and they have a bunch of pages of them and you can download more of them as well. If you go to the more section up here on the top right, you get a bunch of things: refresh, rotate, insert page, export file, transfer text, enable swipe, rename, share, and sync. All of these things can pull from the actual apps themselves. So if I go to share and I have Outlook and Gmail and all of those things on here, I can share the actual file, the edited note, or the QR code. Yes, it does have text conversion. So if we grab our pen like so, customize it over to say ball pen and write my name. Like so, go to more and then click on transfer text. It is called transfer text, but basically it's handwriting conversion. So the first page is going to be terrible because obviously there's just scribbled and a picture that looks like it was a piece of flat chocolate and someone took a bite out of it. But if we go to the second page that actually has writing on it, you can see it automatically translated that. So when you choose transfer text, it goes through the entire notebook, not just the individual page. From there you can export all, multi-page export, or click on here and continue writing down below with the keyboard. To be completely honest, the feeling of the writing is quite nice and better than some of their other products. The pen feels more at home here. It really is a very paper-like feel. It's not the greatest, but it is better than a lot of other units on the market. A lot of the Onyx products feel very glassy. This one has a good amount of grit. It is still a little bit on the slippery side, but not quite as bad. I do feel a little bit of a sandpapery feel to it when I'm writing. Could be a little bit better, but screen protector technology has definitely made strides in the industry where you can put something on this and get whatever kind of feel you want. But out of the box, not bad. There really are no surprises when it comes to the e-reading experience. It's only going to be as good as the individual app. I must say, a lot of e-readers do look very blue and kind of not so black and white with a stark contrast between the text and the background, but this does a decent job. It honestly does. You can expect everything from the Amazon app, from font sizes to brightness and everything in between. This is actually looking pretty nice for a color device, honestly. A lot lot of color devices actually utilize color to make gray. So they mix browns and greens and blues to make the background, whereas this one looks very similar to the bezel itself on the side of the unit. So I'm liking what I'm seeing when it comes to the reading experience. You can do everything the app can do, from long pressing, you can do different highlights, you can use your dictionary, translate Wikipedia, note, share, copy, report content error, everything the app can do. Graphic novels and manga in black and white also looks decent, but you wouldn't really want to buy this and go out of your way to read black and white content, because it's always going to look better on a dedicated black and white device and not something like this that has color kind of overlaying everything. But that does change when we go to a graphic novel. Now this is where we're really starting to see a difference. This is what you're gonna want to get into. This is a very vibrant color for having no glow light on and no kind of reflectivity or LCD technology. This is just straight up e-paper. So what this is, if you're kind of confused at this point, is this is magazine level quality of display, and it is using electronic paper. It is completely using zero battery at this point in time. Obviously, if you have your Wi-Fi on, if you have your Bluetooth on, if you have the glow light on or something running in the background, it's going to use batteries. But when it is in its stasis mode like this, none of the pixels are updating, you're not doing anything, it will not consume battery. That's the beauty of e-paper. When you turn pages, it's going to rearrange everything and it's going to display a new image. This is looking fantastic. With graphic novels, you can double tap and you can kind of use the panel view and go into a cropped view basically, and look how nice that looks. This is very nice. It has low reflectivity because of the matte screen on it, and graphic novels definitely shine on this unit. Over to the gallery now. Unfortunately, if you're just joining us, if you're skipping ahead, this is Kaleido 2 or Kaleido Plus. This is not the latest Kaleido technology, so it's going to look darn good, but it's not going to be the absolute latest and greatest. This is the industry standard Kaleido that they're using right now. Currently, technically, no device outside the Readmoo, which isn't even technically here yet, has Kaleido 3. Same with the Quaderno Generation 3, that will have it. So this is looking very sharp, very nice, and this is using on-cell as well, which actually gives you a 30% increase in overall display quality. You can see that right there. This is a very high quality color e-reader, but I would say it is falling under more of the refined release. We've seen some kind of cookie cutter color releases in the past couple years, but this one's doing a very good job. It feels like everything's very close to the surface, which is kind of hard to achieve with a Wacom layer, a capacitive touch digitizer, a color array filter, the reader itself, the screen itself, the covers, the baked on screen protectors. There's a lot going on here that kind of puts a lot in between your eyes and the content coming out of it, but Bigme did a fantastic job. If your concern is where to get your content, don't worry for even a second. It has Google Play, and it's Bigme. It's one of the only two manufacturers that has out-of-the-box Google Play. You do not need to sign in with a GSF ID. You don't need to do backdoor entries. You literally just input your email, your password, and you're in. This is full Google Play. It is absolutely the latest experience you can expect from them. Again, HD mode is going to be very slow. Hit it up in extreme mode, then you take advantage of those carousels. You're going to take advantage of the up and downs. Basically, you can go into any application you want. You can watch the little videos that promote the app. You can watch the individual kind of reviews. You can look at the pictures and download the app directly on here. There are no compatibility issues either because they have so much hardware on here. They have rotate, they have cameras, they have audio, they have cellular. Is that when Google tries to find whether the app will work or not and whether you hit all the stipulations, Bigme has you covered. The S6 is good. It really has no shortcomings, but it was an odd choice to go with Kaleido 2 and not 3. It is high quality, is built well, has Google Play, looks great, and is packed with features. But it's a little bit confusing as to where it exists in the industry. It's mid-range, not low, not premium. And it can be argued that it got released at a bad time, because companies are already planning and developing Kaleido 3, Bigme themselves included. This could have been some overstock, but for what it is, you really can't go wrong for an all-in-one color with a note-taking layer. Thanks for watching.